lot of them were as a result of the block. But that also kind of plays into the next point. Focus on attacking and do not fear the block by trying to hit around it or trying to hit longer. Just continue to focus on attack, but also having a presence and awareness of where the block and where your opponent is set up, and then continue to improve on serve receive. Coach Preston has talked about the fact that this team has done a better job of serve receive, but they'd like to continue to improve in that capacity as well as the starting lineups are being introduced. Also talked to Coach Rima about Terrell as the lineups are being introduced currently, and she said that originally we started her as a defensive specialist and running just 3 rotations, but we had some injuries early on this season, and she's really formed into a key component of our offense. A lot of it has been attributed to her hard work, and she's also on the beach volleyball program. She had 12 wins in her freshman season last spring, and Coach Rima made note of the fact that she's been able to carry those reps and carry that momentum over to the indoor season, and that she's seen a lot of growth in Terrell, who's only a sophomore, and that Tierney has a lot of pride in the program. Privateers are playing their royal blue uniforms, as there you see Coach Preston in her 4th season at the helm here at the University of New Orleans after coming over from Cal State Fullerton. Nicholls is headed up by Janae Rima, who is the second-year head coach in Thibodaux. And both of these teams looking to climb up the ladder in the Southland Conference standings. As we talked about, 12 teams fighting for 8 spots in that Southland Conference tournament. Nicholls wearing their white uniforms this afternoon with the red numbering and lettering. Nicholls still in their team huddle. Privateers are already out on the court. Of course, we'll get into the series history, but earlier this season, we talked about it, Nicholls won that 3-set match against the Privateers, broke a 4-match winning streak that that New Orleans had against the Colonels. And Nicholls had to rally, especially in that 3rd set. They were down 21-17, up 2 sets to none, but down 21-17 in that 3rd set. But they rallied resolutely to win that set 25-23 and take the match in 3 sets. We are so glad you joined us wherever you may be joining us from here on this glorious Saturday afternoon. Privateers will be on the left side for those of you tuned in on ESPN Plus, wherever you may be watching us from. Officials are doing their final checks ahead of this one. And it will be the Privateers who will be serving. Defne Eciroglu to start. And we are ready to go here on the lakefront. Eciroglu puts it in play high and short. Colonels just get to it, but a free ball sent over after the initial reception by Ratcliffe. Here's a set to the outside for Coach Akaya. It's pushed off of the block, but out of bounds, so a point for Busset and the Privateers. So Coach Akaya, the first to get the Privateers on the mark here in this opening set. Eciroglu, another short serve. Ratcliffe just gets to it, but it's a free ball. Daffin pounces on it for the kill. Well, that short serve, back-to-back rallies by Eciroglu has really caused the Colonels some problems here. And Nicholls has not been able to get an in-system serve receive yet. Eciroglu, high, a little bit deeper. Nonato gets to it. Here's a set to the outside. Williams tried to dig it off the block touch, could not. And that's a point for Nicholls. On the outside there was Leah Linares Castro, junior out of Guadalajara, Mexico. And now Nonato will serve here. Deep serve, Daffin receives, and now Eciroglu. Outside the pin, Daffin, and that's a kill. Again, off the block sideways there. Trying to set up the block that time were Terrell and Castro. but to no avail, and Chelsea with a couple of early kills. She checks out as a service sub. Dayla Ward is in to serve. The freshman out of Alabama gets a service ace. Dayla Ward with that sudden dip on the other side of the net, and Tierney Terrell could not get to it quickly enough. Ward with the ace, and the Privateers out to a quick start, leading 4-1. Ward sends it in a line over, trips the tape, and goes over for the ace. Back-to-back aces for Dayla Ward. (5-1) New Orleans. Serve over, Terrell handles it better this time. Now it's set up for Terrell, tips it over the block. Eciroglu tried to dive for it, couldn't get there in time with cover. Tierney Terrell with her first kill of the afternoon, and Nicholls now on serve. But a great couple of service rotations from Eciroglu and Ward here at the outset for the Privateers. Now it's Castro. Castro with the high toss, jump serve, Ward receives it. Tight set from Eciroglu for Roundtree, that goes long, and a point for Nicholls on the hitting error. And that's what Coach Preston talked about, just being able to try to minimize the amount of times that happens here this afternoon. Castro, line drive serve, Alamon, that could be a free ball, it is, and Gamble is right there to take advantage of it at the net. 3 straight points now, and Castro's service rotation has caused the Privateers to be a little bit out of sorts on their side of the net. Castro's serve, this one barrels right into the net. So it gives it back to the Privateers on the service error, 6-4. Alamon back to serve for the Privateers. I believe there was a score check at the table. All has been rectified. Alamon serve received, and now set up here to the middle for a kill for Nicholls. And in there was Michaela Billingsley, graduate transfer from Morgan State. And the Summit, New Jersey native puts the Colonels right back on the service line. Terrell back to serve for Nicholls. 6-5 New Orleans. Early goings here, set 1. Terrell, angle serve. Williams adjusts the reception angle. Now set up for Coach Akaya. That one goes long. Privateers appeal for a touch, and it is a touch called. So a point for New Orleans. Busey Coach Akaya gets the kill. There was a touch on the way on that ball. Now